Good. This is gonna be simple.
We're on.
Gotta start with the shirt, bro. What is the jiu-jitsu shirt you wear? I don't even recognize. Oh, Gracie Jiu-Jitsu. Okay, I couldn't read what was the. All right, nice.
Can't go wrong with Gracie.
I mean, it's a family that's done okay in the jiu-jitsu world, I would say.
Yeah, okay,
They're all right.
Okay, sounds.
They've done some decent things. Yeah, and the key necklace. I got to get to that too. What's the key about?
Oh,
we're unlocking something deep already.
Do you want to just jump right in?
We're jumping right in, bro.
So I don't know if I've actually had this conversation with you or not. So the key, it says walking miracle, one word on either side. My mom put it around me when I died. I know that's just a wild thing to say, but I mean, that's where it came from. Does it unlock something? I'm pretty sure it does, but I don't think I'm allowed to know what.
Nice.
Yeah, she put it around me. I think it was like January 9th. She might have got there January 10th, but I had a freak accident January 9th of 2020. Went down. They say something, but they don't really know.
Mm-hmm.
My medical file says medical anomaly. Like, yeah, it's wild, but 34 minutes on record, like no brain activity, no heart activity. It was a crazy thing. I had a defibrillator in for a while. Got that taken out just so I could fight, literally.
That's insane, dude. So I knew the story a little bit just from talking to you before and hearing you on Lucas's podcast and stuff. But for our listeners that don't know the story, we got to dig in a little more than that. You can't just say, yeah, I died for 34 minutes and leave it at that.
Okay. So January 2020, I was training a little bit, actually, fighting. Emmanuel Newton, he's a former light heavyweight champion of Bellator. I had gone to his UFC gym out in California. That's where I was living before I came out here. And he had when you sign up for a gym, you get a free training session with one of the coaches. And he was just so happened to be there when the lady was telling me that. And he was like, I'll do it. So I go train with him. And at the end of it, he was like, dude, you got it. Like, if you want to do this, I'll train you. So I started getting into it. I was supposed to have my first real fight March of 2020. And yeah, January 9th, 2020. Don't really know what happened exactly. It seemed like I got up to go to the bathroom and I just dropped dead. Like there's no other way to put it. I had just started school, just got a new crib out in California. I wasn't even training at that moment in time. Like I was getting settled in, getting settled into this new schedule. Me just starting school and whatnot. I was 3 days into school. So I was still getting settled in. Didn't do anything that day, just moving into the house. Like 11 o'clock at night, I just dropped dead on the floor.
And how old would you have been then?
21.
Yeah.
21.
Crazy. Yeah. Young, just drop over.
Man, it wasn't like I wasn't doing anything active. I was training track. I was training football. I was a decathlete in college. I did 10 events. It wasn't like I was
fit dude. Yeah.
No, it was crazy. They were definitely confused. So yeah, I'd gone down. My roommates had found me. They rushed me to the hospital. Be in mind, I don't really recall any of this. This is just from stories from what I've been told. I had an anoxic brain injury, made me lose a lot of my memory. But from what I've been told, I got rushed to the hospital. When I got there, I was already dead. On record, it's 34 minutes. They really estimated it was like 40-something just from the drive from my house to the hospital. Yeah, they did everything in medical practice. I mean, it's like a 374-page report of everything they tried to do that night to resuscitate me.
Insane.
Nothing worked.
Well, it's crazy that you are what you are now, knowing that. I mean, I'm not a doctor, obviously, but I feel like having no brain activity for 30 plus minutes almost always ends really poorly.
Every time.
Yeah.
Every time.
What have they described? Do you remember coming to, or how did coming back work?
So that's the first time I've been asked that way. Okay. Coming to, it was me seeing my mom's face. When I was down, I thought I was dreaming, because that's the best way I can explain that feeling. I thought I was dreaming, but it was just the weirdest dream I've never had. So it really threw me off. And then especially after I hear everything that happened, I was like, I was dead. That wasn't a dream. I was dead.
Wow.
Yeah, that in itself is a wild. Can I tell that on here? Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So from my experience, I was on a plane, not like a flying plane, but just that's the simplest way to explain it. Just like a open plane.
Yeah.
It's really dull, no true color to it. There's no floor, there's no sky. It's just you're there. It's not like you or yourself. Like I'm not looking down and like, oh, there's my hands. Like I can't see myself. All I see is like this distorted image. The best way I can explain it, if you've ever seen like organs on a ultrasound, that's the best way I can explain it. That's what everyone looked like. Or I can't even say everyone, everything.
Yeah.
You could sense energies. Like it could have been plant, animal, human, whatever. You could sense that it was something that was living. It was the perfect level of uncomfortable warm. Like I can take this jacket off and I feel a little bit better, but it wasn't a physical form. We're all being migrated up to this figure in the distance, and it's like not forcefully. It's just like this natural like pull progression type thing. Get up to the figure. Don't remember that conversation at all. I just remember like right at the end of it, the damn thing got mad. The heat cranked up. I blinked and I was on a beach. And I was like, all right. So I look left, I look right, I look left. And when I look back right, there's this old man walking towards me. Best way I can explain him, Johnny Tsunami, old Disney Channel movie, his grandfather.
Okay.
That's who it was. That's who it was
Straight
walking
up
up to me. Yeah, it was him. Sat down, had a conversation with me. Don't remember any of that, but I distinctively remember him saying, I am not ready for you yet.
Wow.
I blinked, and then when I came to him, it was my mom's face.
Dude, that's one of the craziest stories ever. I wasn't intending to get right into that when I asked about the key, but here we are. I mean, I'm in it now. Man. I mean, that's the greatest question of life, right? That's what everybody wants to know. What happens when you die? That's probably the most common question throughout the human race. So the fact that you've experienced it to a degree is
it was
pretty wild.
It was nuts. Like, don't get me wrong, that was crazy. But I think the craziest thing I experienced, honestly, was like my road to recovery, because I was like in physical therapy, all kinds of types of therapies. I was a lab rat for 2.5 years, but I was in therapy for 8 months straight. I had to learn how to walk, talk, write. Like, I had to remember how to remember.
So when you first came to, you were pretty messed up still.
Oh, yeah.
Like you were not yourself
I came out of
for a while. Yeah, yeah. But I mean, just functionally, like you weren't thinking right, you weren't walking right, none of that.
No.
How long? How long was that process until you could start to come back?
I mean, the whole process, like entirety, was 8 months. But for me to actually like feel like I was a human again, you know, it was a while.
Yeah,
it was a while. Yeah, it was a while.
Crazy.
I mean, it's just there was so much that was happening. Like,
yeah. Not to mention COVID, March 2020, like right in the middle of this.
It was a wild time. It was a wild time, to say the least. But like, it was a few weeks that I was like, once I was able to start walking again, like I was like, okay, like I'm good.
We'll be all right.
I'm good.
Yeah.
Because I mean, that's what the doctors are saying. They're like, he's gonna have to be fed. He won't be able to walk. He's gonna have to have the catheter in, maybe have a tube down. Like saying all the stuff. I was supposed to be like a 100-year-old man.
Yeah.
And here I am fighting MMA.
Dude, that's so insane. Were you mentally back before you were physically back?
No.
That actually took longer, you think?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah. I
had a lot of what's the word? Survivor's remorse?
Yeah.
Is that the term?
Yeah.
I had a lot of that, because I've had a lot of people pass away in my life, and just especially around the same time, and I was just like, man, I've done some bad things in my life. I've lived a life, like, and I know people who have passed away who are just like angels. I've been with them their whole life. Like, I know. And it's mind blowing that I'm here and they're not, but it took me a while to get through that. And I think one of the weirdest things, and possibly one of the hardest things, was I would see shit. Like, oh my gosh. It was one of the scariest experiences of my entire life. Like, we could be sitting here talking. I would see some kind of something next to you. Don't know what it could be, but it's there. I will know it's there, won't break eye contact with you. I can't say anything to you. I can't write anything down. I can't make any gesture to let you know that there's some shit going on right next to you.
That's wild.
Oh, man.
Was this when you were in the hospital, or like your whole life?
This was after.
Oh, after.
This was after, yeah. So after I died, man, like it went on for months. Like I actually don't know when it stopped until I realized one day I was like, no, I ain't seen something in a while. But it was a weird experience. It was like every nerve in my body would not let me tell anyone what was going on at the moment in time. But like after the fact, I can be like, yeah. Oh, it was something. But it was a scary thing. Like, especially when it first started to happen. Like, I don't know what the fuck was going on.
Yeah.
I'm trying to tell my mom about this because she was my at-home nurse. She's a cardiac nurse, has been for like 15, 20 years. So I'm like, nobody can explain to me what's going on. Like I'm sitting here feeling crazy. Like throughout my 2.5 years of being a lab rat, I've seen 13 different doctors, and not a single one was able to tell me what the heck happened.
So you have no answers.
None.
What does that feel like? Are you okay with that? I mean, you kind of have to be, right?
Right. I'm a walking miracle. That's that. Like my file says medical anomaly. God says walking miracle. So I'm gonna go with that.
Yeah. Were you a religious guy before this happened?
Oh, yeah. My mom's a Jesus freak. I grew up in the church. I grew up in the church.
Yeah.
You know, that was every Sunday, every Wednesday, and when she was like on the ministry and all that stuff, we were there during the weekdays so she could do work in the office. And I was just like, I was one of those kids.
Yeah.
I was one of those kids for sure. I was on the church dance team, the choir, all that stuff.
Nice church dance team. Man.
Oh, yeah.
Had that footwork early, son.
Something like that.
That's hilarious. But yeah, I mean, did that help you get through it, you think? The church religion component of it? I mean, at least
it was. So I'll say this, like, as I became an adult, and so I moved to California at 17, right when I graduated high school. I had enough for my plane ticket, first month's rent, made it happen. Like that was it. I left Virginia and went straight to California. I had to restart my life. So it was weird for me because like I grew up very religious, and then like as I became an adult, I kind of strayed away from that. Like, don't get me wrong, I still was, praying every night, or at least trying to, thanking God, making sure I bless my meals, all that stuff. But I wasn't as devoted as I was as a kid, if that makes sense.
Absolutely. Pretty common, I think.
Yeah. And I'd say like after death, it was a lot of confusion more than just like acceptance. I was like, okay, there's something. I'm not going to deny that.
Yeah.
But it's just, I've read a lot. I've heard a lot. I've been to a lot of sermons in my days that what I've been taught wasn't exactly what I experienced.
Yeah. So
it was more of like, okay, so like, what do I believe? But I mean, it definitely did over time. I would say, honestly, more than anything, me coming to Pittsburgh made me more religious than anything. It brought me as close to God as I've ever been in my life. And like, it's one of the most wild things. I tell people all the time, I love LA, and I get a chance to go back, I'm going. But I'll give it to the city, even though I don't like it that much. Don't get me wrong, it's grown on me a little bit. With that cold weather, I'm not built for that. I'm not built for that at all. That took a lot out of me. But the city's grown on me, and it's changed my life for the better. Honestly, it has.
Why or how did it bring you closer to God being in Pittsburgh? What about it?
So the whole reason I came here, it'll be 3 years ago in July, I found out that I had a brother that my family lied to me about my whole life. Same thing on his side. I mean, his entire family lied to him. He was adopted at birth, but his adopted mother ended up passing away, and his adopted father told him on his birthday. He ended up reaching out to me. I flew out here a week and a half later and started to get to know him, and a lot of stuff had happened in LA, and I was just like, what, it's time for a change in life. So I got myself together, and I was like, hey, like, what's up, dude? Like, let's live the life that we didn't get to live. We're adults now. We can afford to do this. Like, so I did. Came out here, and I was going through a lot mentally at the time, and he helped me get through it. And his aunt Sean, who's my aunt Sean now, she had taken me to her church, Petra International. And when like you go to a place a few times, and it's like every sermon is about you. Oh my God. I mean, it happened for like 2 months straight, and I was like, what on earth is going on? But it was wild. Like, it was the first time I ever went up to like a minister or pastor or anything. It was like, hey, can you pray over me for this, that, and the third? I mean, every single time I asked for something, I got what I was looking for a day later, a week later, whatever it was. But it was the clarity I needed, or the perseverance, to this, to that. Like, it was working. And I was just like, all right, I'm just going to fall hard. And I did.
It's awesome, man. That's a really vulnerable moment for any person to ask for help, or to just be like, can you pray for me on this? Do you think your experience with death like made you more able to do that, more willing to do things like that? Or is that's always been you?
No, heck no, that's never been me. I'm a very reserved, quiet, don't bother me kind of person. Like, if you didn't know me, you wouldn't know me. But no, that's all my brother. He taught me everything. He taught me everything about that. Like, I was just telling him this the other day. We were having a deep conversation headed to dinner. And he was telling me, Pitt gave that to him, the ability to ask for help and know it's okay to ask for help. And I looked at him and I was like, damn, bro, you gave that to me. Like, I learned that through you. Yeah. And it was real shit, because I did. Like, before that, like, me asking for help, I had to be down bad. Like, I had to be down bad. because like I was raised by all women.
Mm-hmm.
So I never really had like a true male figure. Like my uncle, don't get me wrong, he definitely did help raise me, but I was raised by 4 women.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I was always taught you got to be a strong man. Like you can't cry, you can't do this, you don't ask for help, you figure it out, like yada yada yada. So that was just what was driven in my brain. So like me asking for help, if it wasn't my mama, like I wasn't asking. That was about it.
Yeah, well that's super interesting, man. And for people who don't know, when you say your brother, it's Trey Tipton. It's somebody that they might know. Like
Yeah.
he's in the scene. He comes to our fights, but obviously receiver at Pitt.
Yeah.
He's pretty well known locally. So what was it like, not just having a brother, but then finding out that your brother's like
Famous.
pretty cool guy?
It was wild. So what was it? It was one of the weekends I'd come out here, and he, you find out you got a little brother, you got to show him what you're capable of. Get to go to one of the closed practices for a Pitt football team because he was an alumni there by this time. Got field passes to a Pitt game, got field passes to a Steelers game, got front row seats to so many games, like just because of who he was. Like we would go out. I don't go out. That's not really my scene. Like it's not me. But we would go out, and I mean, every security guard knew him. We didn't pay to get in anywhere. Every drink was comped, and I was like, yo,
that's crazy.
Is this dude? Like, don't get me wrong, I've seen that in LA, but to come to a city that's not really like, I don't consider this a city. This is just a big town.
Pretty
like,
much.
That's what
I
this
agree.
is. It's a big town,
especially coming from LA.
Yeah, like everybody knows everybody. Like he showed me that. Like everybody knows this dude. I was just, I remember being at one of the games. Yeah, he has this foundation called Love, Living Out Victoriously Every Day. And it was a big thing that he was pushing while he's in college because he went through a lot of mental health issues and was trying to get himself on the right track. And it was for athletes who've gone through injury, depression, anxiety, all that kind of stuff. And there was a kid that came up to us while we were at the game. We were standing in line during halftime to get some food. Dude just runs up, "Hey man, I just want to say thank you. If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be here." And this is like one of my first times meeting this dude. So I'm like, just say this to my brother just so nonchalantly like that. It was wild.
Pretty big thing to say.
It was like it was wild, and he just gave him a hug, and he was like, "Thank you so much,
dude. That's huge.
Yeah,
that's what it's all about."
And to find out that that's my brother, he's a cool cat.
Well, your situation is pretty crazy all the way around. Like finding out late in life that you have this brother that's basically been hidden from you your whole life, dying as a medical anomaly, moving to a new. I like big town better than city too for Pittsburgh, but just revamping your entire life and like setting up shop in Pittsburgh. How was that mentally? Just kind of the restructure of everything. Like pretty much everything changed for you.
Honestly, it was so calming.
Yeah,
it was so calming. I had a conversation with my brother when I had first come out here, and like we were just talking about our lives. We had 20 plus years to catch up on. So we were just talking about it, and I was just like, yeah, life was like this, that, and the third. I had this, I had that, I was doing this, I was helping this. And he was just like, you know what it sounds like to me? It sounds like you help everybody else succeed in what their dreams are, but you've never chased your own. And that's why we're sitting here having this conversation today. Because there's a few things that I truly love. 5, actually. It's driving, fighting, cooking, animals, and the best of all, fucking. You can't go wrong with that. Those are my 5 loves.
Honest 5 too. I was going to say, if you don't include that, you're lying to me right now.
Exactly. Those are my 5 loves. Family has a restaurant. It's been a restaurant catering business that's been going on for years. Got the cooking side. I can throw down. Like my mama, she told her son well. Driving, I did all of that in LA. I've driven everything you can possibly think of.
Nice.
Other than a Bugatti. That's the only thing I haven't been behind.
Is it bucket list for you, or do you not really care?
I mean, I would want to. It took me 6 years out of the 8 I was there to finally see one in person. They're just so rare. They're just so rare. It's wild. I actually seen it headed to Malibu.
Nice. That's a good spot to find one.
And then fighting. I'm here doing it now. Animals. I literally work as a vet tech at an animal hospital. I do surgeries all the time. Like, I love it. It's my day job. Like, absolutely love it. And then obviously the last one. Yeah, you can't go wrong with
self-explanatory on that one. Yeah. That's great. I love how you've like surrounded your life with things that you actually care about. Like out of the things you just mentioned, I'm sure you still do all of them.
Yep.
Do you still drive? Like, do you go to a track or anything?
I
mean,
don't go to a
drive your
track
car,
or
but-
anything, but I mean, I don't drive like I used to. So
Yeah.
like LA's way different. The cops don't care. Like they
Mm.
really don't. If you're on the highway, they don't care. Just go.
Mhm.
Just don't cause an accident. Like that's
Yeah.
that's really what it comes down to. Just don't cause an
It's
accident.
too
Be a
many
respectful,
people to
fast driver.
Yeah.
Like I've been in a lot of races underground, done all that kind of crap, but I wouldn't go below 120 when I was driving on the highway in LA.
Yeah, that's booking. That's booking.
That was just me casually driving.
That's crazy, dude.
Yeah, I got videos like my friends like this dude really is just cruising his chin back.
Give me like top 3 cars you've driven. What would be your power 3? It's a big decision.
That is a big decision. Honestly, one of my old friends, his he had a 20. I want to say it's a 2020 Ferrari Portofino.
Wild.
Oh, that thing was fun. That's the fastest I've ever been in a vehicle. Actually, we got into a chase coming outside of the city. He just throws his phone at me and was like, "Get me out of here!" and just guns it. And we went. I think it was 198 that we went in that thing.
Oh my god, dude. Dude,
like people
that's
think
crazy.
that like they've been fast.
No.
You haven't been fast, so you can't get out your seat.
Yeah.
I'm stuck. Like
Yeah.
this is G-force. Like I can't go any. Oh, it was wild. That's definitely in there. I don't want to lie because I've been in a lot of fun cars. Honestly, one of my buddies has an old Bronco that he converted into a mud truck.
Nice.
But it's like the suspension. Each tire has its own.
Gotcha.
Like this thing is built. He put like I don't know, probably like 80K into this thing for no
Yeah.
reason, just to go mudding 2-3 times a year.
That's hilarious.
Rich people,
Love
you
it.
know? That's
Rich
what they
people
do.
stuff.
That thing.
That sounds super fun.
Different kind of style.
I like the mix that you didn't just go with another fast sports car.
That's
fun.
why I didn't, because that was honestly one of the funnest drives I've ever had in my life. I had never driven like a
Experienced
mud
that?
in trail or
Yeah.
anything like that, and he was just like, "Look, dude, you're not gonna wreck this thing." And he was like, "There's a roll cage, like it's built.
You're good. Yeah.
Like, just have fun and go. I'll tell
That's
you if you're
sick.
doing too much, you need to do something, but just go." Oh, one of the greatest experiences of my life. And probably do I want to give it to the homies Evo? My buddy had like a 1200 horsepower Evo. I
That's
mean, granted,
insane.
I never got to drive it like full power,
Yeah.
but the one time that he let me do a pull in it, I was one of the other like just like
Yeah.
this is me in control of this thing. But I mean,
Those things got so
oh,
insane.
it was nuts, and it was like it wasn't like it had like the regular shifter. It's like one of those you just slap it.
Yeah.
You
yeah.
just slap the dang thing, and then it has like the little weird brake right here. It's
Nice.
a drifting car as well,
Okay.
so it
That's
was
fun.
nice. When
That's
he
fun.
drove it, it was absolutely wild. Like
Yeah.
we would
Somebody that really knows it. Yeah.
Right, and he does it in the street too. Like, don't get me wrong, we'll go to the track and have fun, but when you're just driving and he just it just starts going crazy, yeah, that's
That's good.
definitely fun.
That's fun. I grew up like Fast and Furious was super popular when I was like 12 or 13. So it was the perfect age for me to be obsessed with that. Yeah.
Mhm.
Evo's always been fun.
And that's people don't believe it. It's real.
That happens.
That underground street racing, all the garage pull-ups. I've been to all of it in LA.
Yeah.
Parking lot pull-ups. There was a got it on my phone. Paul Walker tribute meet like years back when I first moved to LA.
That's wild.
I mean, there's 2,000 cars. 1,000 of them got towed because we were in the parking lot that we took over doing donuts.
Oh my god.
And then everybody racing from checkpoint to checkpoint. Like, yeah, 150-mile underground races, they exist.
Insane.
Like-
That's so crazy, dude. So you went to LA from Virginia? Where'd you start?
Yep.
Yeah.
So from Virginia, I went, let's see. My childhood was like Northern Virginia, Woodbridge. That was, the rough times. Didn't grow up rich, grew up in a hell of a place to say the least. Nothing crazy bad, but
Mhm.
enough for you to experience enough of life and grow the fuck up real fast. And then I had actually moved to Arizona my freshman year of high school, and then came to where my mom lives now, which is Woodstock, Virginia, where I finished off high school. Country, middle of nowhere. It was something coming from Tucson
Yeah.
to that. It was something, but I honestly I was just reminiscing on the other day. Like, I'm honestly so grateful that that's where I was, because I honestly feel like if I was in the city, I'd have gotten too much trouble.
Yeah.
Because that's the whole reason why I went to Arizona, because I was getting in trouble in the city. So yeah,
That's funny.
It changed my life going there. It was something though. I mean, I experienced a lot. I won't say it is now, but I mean, it probably still is. Let me not lie. It was quite the racist place.
Yeah.
That's just, it was a small white town. That's just what it was. I got to experience a lot. Like my first week of high school, the amount of times people were just dropping that hard off. Yeah.
Real
Fights,
comfy with it.
Fights broke out.
Yeah.
Fights broke
sure.
out. Yeah. It was something, but I can honestly say I learned a lot. I grew a lot. And I met a lot of people that changed my life for the best.
Yeah.
I can honestly say that.
Well, I think your perspective with pretty much everything from what I've gathered is always like, whether it's good or bad, using air quotes if you guys are just listening, you take it for what it is and try to grow off it either way. Like good or bad, you got to make something out of this because it was real and it happened. So what are we going to do now? That's
where I'm at now. Like after death, I got to have some fun with life. I'm gotten involved with a lot of rich people. And I mean, I enjoyed life. I was flying everywhere, anytime, private jets, getting freaking penthouses, going to Vegas every other weekend just because I felt like it. I got to live good.
Yeah.
I got to live real good. And now it's just like, I want to live happy.
Mm-hmm.
And what's the point of letting all these things? I've died. Like, there's nothing worse than that.
Sure. that's
the simplest way to put it. There's
pretty
nothing
much
worse
it.
than that.
Yeah.
Everything else I can grow from. And
yeah.
That's what I try to, like you said, that's what I try to take it as.
That's awesome, man. That's fantastic perspective. But do you think it took dying for you to get there, or were you already of that mindset a little bit throughout your life?
I mean, I've definitely always had some kind of mindset. Everyone will tell you I'm an old soul. Like, I've always had that kind of mindset, but death definitely made that jump a lot just because, I mean, it put me through a lot. It showed me what I was mentally capable of. And that's why I feel like I'm as successful in doing all the things I do now, just because I have this weird level of mental strength. Like, if I want it, I want it. It's that simple. Like,
yeah,
Nike has the best slogan, just do it. People will be so amazed if they just, this is something you're passionate about, do it. See what happens. You've already failed so much at other stuff in life. Why not fail again at something you love?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm a big fan of that for sure. We take risks here. Like, we're taking a huge risk. Literally where we physically are right now is a giant risk for us. But we believe in it, man.
Yeah.
Like, you gotta give it a try.
Yeah,
that's it. We're gonna learn something one way or another.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be pretty big, so that's good.
And I'm excited. That's why I'm chasing this dream fighting, man.
Yeah.
That's why I'm chasing it. I have the opportunity to do it. I'm young enough and able-bodied. Let's get it.
There's a small window for fighters, man. That's very true. Like, your athletic prime is short.
It is. It really is.
So when did you decide to buckle down on fighting specifically?
So I had before, obviously I fight out of Stout. Before I had trained at Stout, I had trained at the academy under Kama. Great dude. I absolutely fucking love him. He's comedy, absolute comedy.
For real. One of the best laughs ever.
Dude, he's a great guy. But I had gotten an opportunity through my brother. He was good friends with Lucas, Siebert. I know too many Seiberts. But yeah, he had got me into Stout for, he was like, look, dude, just come in and train. Because I had gotten out of it for a little bit. I was just in my own head about a lot of things that were going on in life. And I was just like, I'm tired of this stuff. So I stopped going to the academy, stopped training for a while. And a few months later, my brother was like, look, dude, I'm not letting you give up on this dream. And he threw me back in the gym. I went to Stout and I ended up clicking.
Nice.
It was as simple as that. Like, me and Lucas, obviously we talked about on his podcast, but I'm really like a person who I'm not going to ask for help unless I absolutely need it. You just put me in the place and I'll show you what I can do. Like, I'll tell, like I told all my coaches, you have as much faith in me as I have in myself will go far.
Yeah.
That's all I need from you. I don't need anything else because everything else is going to come.
That's a great mindset, man. It's a tough sport for literally everybody. Like, there's nobody who just shows up and is a world champ on day one. Like, that doesn't exist.
Not
at all. What's the process been like from you kind of starting from scratch? Obviously, Emmanuel Newton confirmed you had some raw talents, a lot of raw skills to work with, a good place to start, but you still got to build that, man. You still got to work on it every day. So what's that process been like? And
man, it's been crazy, honestly. Like, that call or that text, I should say, January 5th, when I got it, I was like, oh, this is happening. And like I said earlier, like, the way I locked in, it was like, I knew I was going to, because I was trying to go on the December card and whatnot, but I was like, yeah, when I get this fight, it's just going to be, it's going to be, I was like, all right, it's still not happening. I was up to like 180 and I was like, okay, it's not going to happen. I got that text. I said, damn, I went and hopped on the sky. I said, 179, 155. Okay.
It's doable.
We gonna do it. We gonna do it. And yeah, man, like I grinded. Like Coach Will had even shouted me out on his Listen to the Coaches podcast. And he had said, like I took my nutrition and everything serious. Like I told you when I first walked in here, my mom's a nutritionist. Like she was a cardiac nurse for 15, 20 years. I mean, she still is, but she's really into nutrition and wellness and like just like holistic like healings. Anybody who doubts that, you're not smart. Like eating the right stuff can really change everything. It makes life so much easier. I was able to lose weight instead of having to cut so much. I just naturally lost it. I cleaned out my gut. That took off damn near 10 pounds. Just cleaning out my gut. Like it took me like a week and some change, but my gut was clean.
Worth it. It's like running on race fuel, man.
It was wild. I was going through it. But even like I changed like the stuff that I ate. So it's not that I ever ate bad. Like being an athlete my whole life, I've obviously learned how to eat and eat the right nutrition, those kind of things. And yeah, she just tweaked she knows what I like to eat. So she was like, well, let's change this to this, change this to this. Instead of eating this little sauce, make this sauce instead. Little stuff like it. I mean, it made me just drop weight. Didn't exist. When I woke up on weigh-in day, I was expecting to be like 162, 163. It was 158.
Right there.
Well, I was like, oh, it took me 45 minutes to cut. I was like, let me play it safe. First fight, I'm gonna go all the way down to 155. But yeah,
nice.
20 minutes if I would have just went down 1 pound.
Yeah. What did you weigh in 155?
155.3.
I couldn't remember. Nice. Yeah, dude, that's great. And you're like for people who don't know, you're like one of the tallest lightweights around too. You're pretty much as tall as lightweights get. I thought you're like 6'1", 2. Yeah. For sure. And your opponent coming up's the same, which is super interesting. Like you're two of the biggest like physically lightweights around for sure.
I'm excited.
We're gonna get to that for sure. But we gotta start at the debut though.
Yeah.
So you're locked in mentally. The weight cut's good. You make weight. What was the experience of the fight itself like for you?
Honestly, man, I didn't remember it. After it had happened, I didn't remember it. So obviously, you seen Christian was at the fight, the long snapper for the Steelers. He was there in support of me. My brother had gotten them to come. They do a podcast together. We were sitting on the bus because he had gotten us a party bus, and I was just like, man, I don't even remember what happened. And he was like, yeah, I know. And I was just like, dude, this is crazy. He was like, yeah, I know. Well, I mean, he was telling me all kinds of stuff, just like, like just mentally staying locked in. But that first one was wild.
Yeah.
That first one was wild. Like now that I actually have watched it and I can like watch the video and be like, okay, yeah, this did happen. It was crazy. I remember like 3 solid things from the fight. Hearing Coach Will say, punch him in the throat. I remember that. And I got pictures.
Nice.
I punched him in the throat. I remember hearing my brother saying, that shit don't hurt. Get up. You can hear that on the replay too. That's great. I remember that. And then hearing my boy Jersey say, if you don't throw your motherfucking left. Oh man, everybody was so mad about that.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, but it was a good time. It was a good time. I honestly know I didn't fight my fight. I was fighting because I was in a fight. If that makes sense. Like my bad habits came out and showed for sure. But I mean, I enjoyed it. I could have ended it early. I had the opportunity to, and it's not like I couldn't have, but I won't say it, Coach Mike. I won't say it, but I know the outcome that I wanted. So I let him up. I wanted to see if I can make the outcome happen.
Well, that's what amateur's all about, especially when you're working your way up. It's about cage time, getting that experience and feeling it, because you can spar at the gym and it can be close to a fight. You can simulate a fight all you want, but there's nothing like that cage door closing behind you and everybody screaming, the lights go down. That's a different scenario, bro.
I mean, when I was talking about it, because everybody kept asking me, are you nervous? And I was like, I am, but I'm not. Like, I'm really hyped for it. Like, I have the gladiator mindset. And then the only advantage we have is that there's another person in that ring that can stop it all. Other than that, you're going against somebody that's trained to kill you, just like you're trained to kill
for
them.
sure.
Like that's
Until they
the
stay
mindset.
Stop.
Yeah, and you better hope they get there in time. Like, my big thing is like, I've already died. I'm ready to die behind this shit.
Yeah,
it don't bother me not one bit. I die on my shield with my sword, or die on my sword with my shield. Either way, it won't bother me one bit. And I think that's what separates me a little bit. And I think that's why I'm able to lock in.
Yeah, man, it's an advantage not too many people can claim. That's for sure. Matt Brown, the immortal, he died Who else? Danny Palm. There's a few. Jared Gordon, maybe.
Mm.
Court McGee. There's a few fighters that it was like all drug overdoses, though. Not really your situation necessarily. Dude, we can't talk about the debut without talking about Danny Palm's favorite thing ever.
Dude.
You warming up shadow boxing in the cage in a fur coat.
Oh man.
Dude, I wish we had photos of that.
I don't know how
Dude.
there aren't photos of that, to be honest.
I was in the front of the building, and I turn around and I see him shadow boxing in this fur coat on the cage. I was like, oh man, I wish there was a photographer.
Oh, dude.
It was perfect.
Yeah, I was in my own world. Like,
yeah.
Oh, that day was so crazy. It was so crazy. So I had the fur coat. That's all. Shout out to my designer. Appreciate you, Jay. She looked out. She looked out for sure. But I had to get the fedora.
Yeah.
And I could not find the fedora anywhere. I went to like 3 malls. And I was like, what is going on? One of the dudes had recommended you deserve a shout out.
I was gonna say this is gonna hurt for whoever it is.
You deserve it. I'm gonna find it because you deserve it. It's a hat place right downtown. I think it's off Forbes. But I mean, I walked in. I said, "Hey, I need a hat." Went in with my best friend. He had flown out from LA for the fight, and I was going in at first right after we had eaten my last meal, a gyro.
Nice.
You know, or let me say a gyro.
Gyro.
Yeah, I had a gyro.
Welcome
2 o'clock. Did it right, but yeah, I went in there right after, and he was like, "Yeah, man, I got all these." Was showing me all kinds of stuff, and I was just like, "Okay." I was like, "Let me go put this coat on." Because I'm just going to come grab this hat and get on the road straight to the arena. And, yeah, I came in with the fur coat. He said, "Oh, I got you." He pulled that hat down. I said, "Yep, that's it.
the one.
That's it."
Yeah.
There's another dude in there. He had his fedora on. He was shopping for another one. He said, "Hey, bro, I don't know what you're doing, where you're going." He said, "But you're going to be the life of the party." I said, "Oh, yeah, man, I got a fight tonight." He said, "You won already." I was like, "Oh, yeah."
Hell yeah.
I love that energy.
That's the plan, dude. Yeah, I gotta say, showing up to weigh-ins with a stylist, fight night with a stylist. Shout out Jason, Brandon, and Butler. They did you well those 2 days for sure. How did that collaboration come to be?
So she was Trey Styler, and that's just
makes sense from there.
Yep.
Yeah. Say less. Yeah,
I can't find the place.
It's all good.
I feel so bad because they deserve it.
If they didn't sponsor you, they don't deserve it. Actually, that's how that works. We'll teach you, TJ. If they're not paying you, don't shout them
out. Fair enough. Can't argue with that.
I'm kidding, guys. I'm kidding.
No.
You can say nice things about nice people for free.
But
yeah, dude, that was did you feel like doing all that? Were you worried like this is gonna put a target on my back?
No.
That's good.
I didn't care.
That's good.
Obviously, you see how I'm dressed right now. Like my everyday, like I'm usually in scrubs. That's me every day. I don't wear clothes. I wear scrubs. That's 5 days a week. On the weekends, I might have some jeans on, but other than that, I'm in sweats and some flip flops. Like I don't go all out, but that's if I do go out,
I'm going out.
That's like
a good way to do it.
That's just you're going to notice me.
I like it.
That's as simple as that. And yeah, she came in with that. She had a freaking tub full of clothes. She was just pulling out vintage after vintage. And I was just like,
that's
okay.
Awesome.
And she pulled that coat out. I looked at Trey. He looked at me. He said, "Yeah, that's it right there. That's it."
So good.
It was perfect. And like the fit that I wore, the biker fit that I wore to weigh-ins.
Yeah.
Never wore anything like that in my entire life.
Look natural on you though.
Exactly. She figured me out. And I was just like, okay.
Hey, they're good at what they do.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I think the best part for me was probably being in that cage with that coat on. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Danny agrees. Yeah.
Dude, it was definitely something because like I didn't know I could go in. Obviously, it's like my first fight.
Yeah.
And I think it was Will who came up to me, Moriarty. He had come up to me. He was like, "Yeah, have you gone into the cage?" I was like, "No, I can go in." He was like, "Dude, you're fighting. Fuck it, you can go in." I was just like, "Oh yeah." Well, I had my AirPods in. I was filling the cage out. I was like, "Dog, I'm in a fedora, a fur coat, and some brown jeans with some socks on right now, shadow boxing inside of an octagon." And I just sat there and I was like, "You're not losing tonight,
dude. That's awesome.
This is your dream. You're here." Like I told everybody, I said, "This is God's fight. I'm just his vessel for the night."
Nice.
And I mean, we've seen the outcome.
Lived it. I love like when fighters really embrace it, really take it seriously, really care about it. And that's definitely where you're at. Like we can count on one hand the amount of debut amateurs that like took it as seriously to the degree you did on literally every level. Like the fit, the preparation, the ticket sales, pay-per-view sales, like you were about that fight. It was important to you, and that was very clear.
It ain't gonna change.
Yeah.
It's just gonna get more serious from here.
Yeah.
Like I told all my coaches, I'm locked in. I trust the plan. I
Mhm.
trust it. Like it took me that first one. They'll tell you the amount of times that I asked them questions. I mean, oh my goodness.
Driving them nuts.
Oh, I was asking question after question after question, especially like with cutting weight. I've never actually cut weight before.
Sure.
So I wanted to make sure I was doing it the right way, the most healthy way. My mom's a cardiac nurse. So she's like, you're not doing this. Like if you cut more than 10 pounds, it's going to be this, da, da, da. Like she was worried about the stress on my heart. And I died. You know?
What's the worst that can happen?
What's the worst that can happen? Exactly. But yeah, man, I was able to lock in, and now it's even worse. It's
just even more in tune on it now.
Oh my gosh,
that's good.
That first one, like knowing how I fight and knowing what I did. Yeah,
meat on the bone.
Oh man, it's yeah, this is gonna be fun.
Yeah,
this is gonna be fun without question. I'm excited.
Yeah, dude. I think this matchup made a lot of sense for a lot of reasons. You guys both have a win over a common opponent, which makes it real obvious on that front. But like I said, stylistically and even down to your build, like, dude, 6'2", 155 doesn't exist very often, and that's where you both are. It's going to be crazy on that level too. So you versus Kyle Geisinger, April 26th. Both of you wanted this fight, which also makes it very exciting. Because it was like, not only did you want to fight April 26th, you guys both like called for each other, which was weird.
Yeah, no, it was wild. So I think I want to say it was like 30, 45 minutes after the fight.
Yeah, it was very soon.
He commented on my great aunt's post. And I was just like, and it was crazy because I didn't like when I screenshot and sent it to you, like I literally had read it right then and there. And I was just like, I don't do the social media shit. Send it right to you. Like, just give me a date, man. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and go back and forth. Like, you're gonna call me. Like, yeah, I'm an amateur, bro. Like, I get one thing if I'm a pro, but I'm an amateur.
Yeah.
You're gonna call me out. Okay, run it. Like, let's see what you're made of, kid.
I love it. It's a good matchup, man. He's a good kid from a good gym, and it's just like I said, it's a good stylistic matchup. I think it's gonna be a super fun one for fans, but I'm not asking you to reveal any like secret techniques or anything, but when you say like you feel like you left some things out there, what specifically do you hope to show in this one that maybe you didn't in the first one?
Honestly, I was just because I wanted to stand up and just watch that man crumble. I didn't go to the ground. Oh, I have so much fun on the ground. Yeah, I have so much fun on the ground. Yeah, that's my big thing that I'm like that I train. Like I love jiu-jitsu. Like why not? Why not? Like I can strike, don't get me wrong, but that's just natural. Jiu-jitsu, I put the work in. Like, yeah. We train about like 2-3 hours a day, 2-3 times a week, and I'm about to start doing privates like with black belts. I enjoy it. I enjoy it. Like, you know how great it feels to be able to just and now this person's like, oh, what's happening?
This sucks. And yeah,
it's a great feeling. I absolutely love it. Yeah, that's really it. I do wish, because like I said, I could have ended that fight the first round. After I slammed him and took his back, I could have ended it right there. I just didn't want to. Like, it was that simple. I didn't want to. Obviously, I know I can't like really hit his head ground and pound, but I would have thrown an elbow or a knee to the ribs, made him crumble, bring that arm back one time, and just, or even just fought for it. But I didn't want to. That's not what I wanted. So I think, I don't know. We'll see. If he wants to stand and bang, I will never not stand and bang. Like that is my thing. Like, don't get me wrong, but if it presents itself, I think I might just have to once or twice, maybe 3 times, or just, make him tap this time.
Yeah. When did you fall in love with jiu-jitsu? Because that's an interesting one, especially for somebody who's athletically gifted. Usually jiu-jitsu goes the other way. It's like, you know what I'm saying?
No, 100%. So I did a little bit when I was a kid, but it was just gi. I didn't know no gi existed when I was a kid. Obviously fell out of it. It wasn't anything like I like really remembered, but I had the basics down. It was honestly the first time it was at the academy. I had almost put Coach Kurt what was it? I don't want to lie to you. Crucifix. It was a crucifix. I had just zoop, and he was going like, obviously he's 50 something years old. I want to say, if I'm calling you old, coach, I'm sorry.
Unreal, Kirk.
But,
come get this guy.
I mean, he just exploded because he knew what he was getting put in. Like,
Right.
he knows what the heck's going on.
Yeah.
I didn't. I was just like, oh, let's do this. Actually, you know what? If I stretch his body, he was boom, 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 boom out of it. I was just like, oh. But to see somebody at that high of a skill level, like, realize something happening, and then I clicked like, oh, that's why he did that. I was just like, oh yeah, this is for me.
This is gonna be fun.
And that's Stout. Oh, we get down. Like, we get down.
Yes.
It's so much fun. I mean, we have, I think it's like 15, 20 black belts at that gym that all coach us and train us. So
grappling's all right at that gym, I would say. You're in good hands.
It's a little bit above mediocre, you know.
You're in decent hands there for sure. What's the average Stout Saturday like for you? How has that progressed for you?
It's something. So I work at a second job, and that doesn't get me off work till like 2-3 o'clock in the morning, Saturday morning.
Yeah.
So like, I try my hardest to get up, but usually I'll get there like 11 or 12. I would love to go to the 9 and 10, but I rather need sleep. Fridays are my long days. I work 20 hours that day. Like,
20 hours on Friday. Damn.
Yeah, from 6 a.m. to 3 a.m. No,
that's
2,
wild.
3 a.m. Yeah, because I mean, I get up,
That's
I still train,
shift.
I still do everything. Like, I don't stop.
Mhm.
That doesn't stop me. Like, no, I'm in it. That's that's what it means. I get up 6 a.m., go for a run, go to work from 8 to 4, from 4:30 to 5:30. I train and go to work from 6 to 2, 3 in the morning.
Wild. Well, I can't blame you for showing up a little later on Saturday.
You know, so
that considered.
Saturdays are great. They're absolutely amazing. Like, this past Saturday, I had gotten there late. I just had a hell of a week, to say the least. I've had a lot of loss this week, so like, my mind really hasn't been there. But Saturday I had gone in a little late because I was just, trying to get my composure in. But I got there like second round of the 7-8 rounds that we did. And I warmed up with my boy Sky. He just caught that mean liver shot.
That was nasty. The sound of it, dude.
You heard it, felt it, and seen it all at once. It was crazy.
Yeah.
It was crazy. But yeah, I was training with him because all he could do was box. That's all he wanted to do. So I was like, all right, just warm me up real quick. Fucking Justin comes out and goes, yo, come on. I was just like,
nice.
Oh, this is like, obviously I wanted it.
Yeah.
But like, I was just like, dude, I haven't kicked a single time yet. Like, my legs ain't warm. My arms is barely warm. I was like, all right, I'm finna get pieced up real quick, but it's about to be a good couple minutes here. Yeah, I went a good 5-minute round with him. I mean, don't get me wrong, he was piecing me up, but I mean, it was a good round. Like,
that's good to have.
I got to learn a lot from a dude who, like, I knew nothing about until I got into this stuff. And once I got into it, I realized the kind of man that he is. Like, he's a God-fearing man. God-fearing men are very dangerous men. Very dangerous men.
Yeah.
And I mean, I got to watch him fight, and after seeing that, I was just like, oh yeah, he's a bad boy.
He's a savage, dude.
And then actually sparring him,
yeah, get it a little bit.
Oh yeah. He's a bad dude. He's a bad dude. Like, I got on video. I was going back watching. I was just like, yeah, I see exactly why he did that to me. Just seeing his technique and like how poised he is about everything. Like, the video I had posted, like, if you actually watch it, the first time he had taken me down, like, he was feeling, he could literally, like, he had his body up against mine perfectly enough so he could feel every step, and he just waited for me to take one more, and boom, I was down. Granted, I wrestled up, got right back, boom, shot him down, wrestled back up, and then boom, he took me. It was like, but it was great work, and I felt like crap that day. I felt like absolute dog. I was in my head, going through a lot of stuff mentally, just didn't sleep good at all. So I was just like, but I was like, I got to train. I got to at least do something to get 1% better every day. And shout out to Christian, because that conversation we had on that party bus, big dog, changed my life for the best. Thank you. But yeah, like 1% better every day. So I'd gone, sparred with him, and I mean, he was like, dude, that was great. And I was just like, no, it wasn't. I haven't got hit this much in some time. Like, yeah, he was definitely tagging me up, but it was nice. It was really nice. And then Big Bronco, that's the big dog.
I love that guy, dude.
Sparring with him is fun.
Yeah,
because I don't have to be as like laid back. I can throw stuff at him, and it's not like it's going to affect him. Dude's ginormous. Like, he fights at 215. He sits. He's big.
Yeah, large human for sure.
Oh yeah, but like,
athlete too, bro. Underrated athlete.
You have no idea.
Yeah,
spar him one time.
No.
It's wild. So like, and we talk about it. He's like, dude, like, I'm very athletic for my size, but you're explosive as hell.
Yeah.
And he was like, it's so fun sparring you. It's just like, I get it, big dog. You're a big dude. Like, everything you throw at me, I feel.
Yeah.
I feel like you. I have it on video. I appreciate you too, big dog, because you could have put me to sleep. Dude, I have it on video. Like I was slipping one of his punches and I was just going a little low, and he had caught onto it. So he faked it, and like you see him, he goes to throw this mean uppercut. And it gets like right here and he pulls it back.
Yeah,
I was
nice.
just my brother
That's
told
pro
me
stuff right there.
Yeah, my brother told me. He was like, "Oh, dude, he could have put you out." And I was like, "Oh, word." He showed me the video. I said,
Ooh.
"Oh, word." Yeah. Yeah.
That's good work though, man. Guys like Bronco and Patton, obviously more of the seasoned pros in the area. They're both on the card in April as well, which is crazy. So what's it feel like going to battle with the squad behind? I mean, there's a lot of Stout guys, but like you said, even Patton being there on Saturday, like there's guys that you've trained with on the card as well that aren't even necessarily Stout.
We're all, hey, look, all I asked, put us all in the red corner. It's going to be, look, everybody, you seen the picture that I posted, like my favorite picture from my fight night, because I had Lucas there, I had Justin there, Carly was there, Gino was there. Everybody was in the background, you know?
Yeah.
And they're all just looking up at me as I'm warming up.
Yeah.
And that right there, like when I seen that picture, I think it's Derek who took it. Shout out, big dog. That like, oh, that was a moment for me. Like everybody who I aspire to be was looking up to me at that moment. You know,
Nice.
I got Lucas holding my pads for me. Like he's the one who got me this opportunity. Like I started at Stout in end of September, beginning of October, and they were already ready to give me a fight in December.
That's big.
It's just I just had to wait till February just because that's how it worked out.
Right.
But I was locked in. They seen that. Like I got to the gym and I was in the gym. I was like, I want this. Have as much faith in me as I have in myself. That's it. That's all it takes. That's all it takes.
This game, man, is so much about consistency.
It is. It is.
It's crazy. I mean, we've seen so many talented fighters who were like he has a chance to go places, and it's whatever. And it's not even a criticism, man. You might get married, have a kid, get a new job. Like life happens, and fighting is not a priority at this level for a lot of guys. And I totally get that.
Yeah.
But what's it feel like for you to be locked into where this is your priority? You're, like I said, one of the few that I feel like takes it at this level.
It feels great, honestly, and like having the coaches I have behind me. Like obviously, shout out Coach Will and shout out Coach Mike. They've been powerful tools in my arsenal without question. But even the coaches that don't get mentioned often, like Coach Randy, goes out of his way to teach us stuff. Like Coach Josh. Everybody throws their own thing in there, and it's beautiful because you get to learn from so many different perspectives. Like it's absolutely amazing, and it allows you to like realize that these people have already lived this dream, and all they want is for you to be able to live yours. And I get that on a different level because I coach 7-on-7 football. I used to play football. I want these kids to be able to go to college and play ball. So like I'm doing it for somebody and I'm having somebody do it for me. So like I get to experience it from both sides, and it pushes me even more.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's been my dream since I was a kid. Like, and I actually have the chance to live it. Why not? Why not?
It's huge, man, to surround yourself with people like that. Like for us, it's sending fighters to the UFC, right? Like Kama went to the UFC, won our title, went to the UFC. John DeJesus went to Bellator. But like seeing guys now like Ethan, Patton that are close to making that jump. Siebert's like working his way there for sure. And knowing that like you can play a role in that's the ultimate win, man. Like making other people better feels the best.
Yeah.
There's nothing better than that.
Yeah.
So to know that you have a team like that behind you, dude, that's huge. That's got to be huge in your corner to just know like these guys are invested in me. Like they care about me. They want to see me succeed.
Yep. And it's like, it's not that anything has to be asked for, you know, like, it's not like I'm like, hey, can you take time out your day to do this? I'll go and ask a simple question. Like, I need to work on this. What can I do? Oh, well, I'm busy, but you know what? Go talk to so-and-so and we'll get something set up. Or even like where we're going like during one of like the classes or something like that. They'll come up and, okay, we'll do this. This works better for your style. You're a lengthy guy to do this, you know, little stuff. And I'm a very coachable individual. Like I was a college athlete. I'm very, very, very coachable. If you tell me something and then show me it, I can learn. Like, damn near instantaneously. We talked about it on Lucas's podcast. I literally watched him do something around before me, tried it, did it myself, and was just like, Oh, okay.
That works.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you find yourself watching a lot of film, watching a lot of fights
Oh, that's
in your
all I
free
do.
time?
That's all I do. Like, especially it's my that's my cheat code in the sauna. If anybody is a sauna person and like that's what you do to cut weight, watch fights. It takes your mind off of obviously thinking about the heat, thinking about your breathing, thinking about all that. But your heart rate, instead of increasing to your mind, it increases to the fight.
Hmm.
So like you're like
Yeah,
when you
yeah,
get
yeah.
hyped, it's all fight worth, and it doesn't I don't know, your blood flows differently. It's weird,
Yeah, it
but
makes sense. Yeah.
but I can sit in the sauna for long periods of
Nice.
time, no problem at all. Just sitting there watching Anderson Silva, or just like I like watching the old fights.
I was gonna say, who are like your favorites? What's your go-to
Anderson
fighter?
Silva, 100%.
Yeah,
100% is Anderson Silva. Just
respect that.
he's just unorthodox as hell. And I think I'm not gonna say I'm that unorthodox, but like I like to switch stances. Like
Yeah.
I don't just fight one stance. I like to switch stances. I like to be able to do this. Oh, can I hit this from here? Oh, wait a minute. What if I try this? You didn't get to see it a lot. You got to see the Swiss stance, but
Mhm.
you can get to see the real showcase, you know? So
Well, I'm excited, man. I mean, the fight's obviously exciting. We've had it marked on our calendars. Like
Mhm.
when we start announcing fights, I mean, that fight was signed probably a month before we actually
oh
announced
yeah, I think
it.
it was
We
I think
knew
it was
all
like 3 or
along.
4 days
Yeah.
right after my fight
Right.
where it had gotten signed. I was just I sent you that screenshot. I was serious. Like, let's do it.
Do it.
Let's do it. I wanted to be on that March card, but didn't work out that way. April 26th. Let's get it.
Yeah. Yeah, man. That's an exciting one. I'm not just you, but like the entire card's really stacked, man.
It's crazy.
What does it feel like for you just being a part of an event like that? Like knowing, like we said, these guys that you look up to a degree, like Bronco and Ethan on the card too. You got a chance to represent early in the card. Do you feel like a responsibility to set the tone for these guys?
I'm gonna do it again.
You want first fight of the night again?
Man, come on, give it to me.
I mean, we could probably just confirm that right now.
Yeah.
I could.
I
mean, that's some heat to start out with. Let's be honest.
I
You
don't
and Kyle
think
both.
there's I don't think there's a better. What did you say to me the first time? You're like, dude, you got to bring it. And I said, okay.
Heard.
Yeah. Heard.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really that simple. Like, make it happen.
No, dude, that's
I'm
no
sure
joke. That's
Kyle,
something...
you don't mind. I know you don't.
No,
mind,
Kyle's
Kyle.
down. Kyle's awesome, bro. Kyle's down for the cause. Trust me. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's a good dude. And yeah, like I said, dude, the first fight of the night actually means something. Like
No,
that.
bro,
That's an honor to us.
I loved it.
Yeah.
I absolutely loved it. It was crazy. Right before I had like the announcer had came and got me, I was back there and I was training with Lucas, and I looked back at everybody and I was like, I'm finna start this night off right.
Yeah.
And they were all like, oh yeah. And after that, I was in it.
I love it.
I was in it. Like, oh, I knew. Like, I knew. I wanted a little different, but I knew.
Yeah.
I
yeah.
knew.
Have you always been a big team player kind of guy? Because I can tell like the relationship at Stout's important to you.
Mhm.
Obviously, playing football growing up and everything, part of a team. Has that always like worked out well for you being a part of a bigger collective?
I would say so because like I said, like I'm really like a homebody. Like I'm not a people person. I'm really not. So like when I find my people, I find my people.
Mm.
And I mean that's what it is. I got to this gym and I found my people. Like we all do everything to help each other grow as much as we possibly can. We don't take offense to stuff. Like it's just get it in. If you really are about it, I want to say this to you because it's something that you should take with you. I hope that you do. You had said it earlier and I meant to say it. You were talking about people who really devote themselves to this thing. And this comes from our brother. He said it perfectly. There are some people who like it, some people who love it, and some people who live it. And that's really what it is. I live this shit.
Yeah. That's said perfectly, man.
Like, people love it. They'll be in it. They'll be doing it. Take a loss or two. They'll be fine. They'll keep going. And then at one point, they're just like, yeah, I'm done.
I'm out.
And they don't go anywhere.
Mhm.
People who like it, they'll have a few fights, take one out, and they're like, oh, no, I'm not fighting anymore. Like, no, that's not for me. And people who are down, yeah, they'll
You
die
gotta
by
live it.
Like, that's what it
Yeah.
is.
You gotta live it in this sport, man.
You have
There's
to.
no other way.
You have to.
Yeah. It's insane. But I think fighting in general, like to that point, it finds those type of people.
It
where
has to.
You're individuals, but when you all get together, it's like you guys are speaking a common language now. It's like this bonding is weird in the not even just MMA, jiu-jitsu, boxing, any combat
Everything.
sport. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's an
it's wild.
interesting dynamic, I think, throughout everybody. And Stout for sure, just by virtue of their size and the people they have, the leadership they
Mhm.
have there, I feel like everybody there, I always like tell Lucas and other Stout guys, like, you guys just seem like your best friends. Like from the outside.
We are.
Yeah.
Like we really are. Like I don't really talk to people except for them. Like I converse with a few of my coworkers, but other than that, those are my friends.
Yeah.
Those are my friends. I don't put myself around people I don't either look up to or that can provide me something better in life. And for the most part, everybody that's on the team can provide me something better in life or I
Mhm.
look up to.
Mhm.
Everybody has their own style. Everybody has their own drive. Everybody has their own whatever. And it's admirable. Like it really is.
That's huge, man. I think normally I try not to ask fighters this because you got to fight April 26th coming up. You should be singularly focused on that, in my opinion. But you're the kind of guy that I feel like has a long-term plan. You already think about this. You're already manifesting this. Where do you see yourself going in this sport like 5 years from now? What's the goal?
If I'm not on the big screen, I did something wrong. It's as simple as that. And it's funny that you said that because, like, obviously it's a thought that goes through anybody's head. But it doesn't matter what sport you're in. If you want to actually take it serious, like, what is the highest level that I can achieve? Obviously, I want to achieve it without question. I live this shit. Like, I want to achieve it, but I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, it doesn't go through my mind. Like, if this happens, I could, or if this happens. But like I said, shout out to Christian, man. The conversation him and I had, it was almost the entire ride from the arena to Aldean's, Jason Aldean's on the North Shore. We sat there and we just spoke. And like I kept telling him, like, this doesn't feel real. Like I can't believe this is happening. Like everybody's here to support me. This happened, da 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 da. And he said it as simple as he could say it. He said, man, what you're experiencing right now is my life every single day. Nothing feels real. He said, but the only way that you're going to get to here and do it the right way is by just focusing on the next one. He said, yeah, the thoughts are going to come in your head. Oh, but I'm rich and famous, this, that, and the third, whatever. But that's not me.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's just never. I don't like that. It's just it naturally comes with it.
Yeah.
Like I don't care for everybody to know who I am. I just want to fight. Like
that's huge.
That's it. I just want to fight. Yeah, all this other stuff's going to come, but I just want to fight. Yes, I want to be a world champion one day, but I just want to fight.
Yeah.
Like that's really what it comes down to. And he was just like, well, that's a perfect mindset to have. He was like, but still, you just have to focus on the next one. So that's it. If you can stay locked in, next step by next step, every single day, do something 1% to get you better. And he said, even on days where you're just like, I can't, stretch, roll out, do something. Because just as easy as it is to sit on the couch and do absolutely nothing, you can do something.
Yeah.
If that's sitting there shadow boxing for 5 minutes, okay, like do something. Like even at work, my coworkers, they get to see a different side of me. They get to see a different side of me entirely. Like I'll sit in the surgical window because it's like the surgery is all blacked out. So I'll just be sitting there, like sitting in the freaking mirror.
There goes TJ again.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, I do like my hip flexor mobility and all that stuff. I'll be working my what?
That's awesome.
I get it in at work.
Dude, I love that. Coming from Christian, though, I feel like does it hit a little harder knowing it's coming from a guy that's 1% of the 1% athletes in the world, you know?
I mean, it hit different. He told me a story. Like it really hit different. He was like, dude, I didn't worry about things. Or no, he said, I did worry about things. He was like, I want to say he said it was 5 years before he got into the league after college. Because everybody kept telling him.
Oh, yeah, he had a journey, man.
Yeah. And he was like, man, I took it serious. He was like, once I decided I was going to be a long snapper, I decided I was going to be the best long snapper in the world.
Killer.
And he said every single day, it doesn't matter what it was. He said, even if it was just me working the flick motion of my wrist, he said, I was doing something. It didn't matter. Because that little shit matters. And people don't realize it. Like all these great athletes or rappers who talk about the little stuff that you do in the dark, it does come to the light, especially the positive things. It'll show in your work.
Well, it's all little stuff. You never get to the big stuff without doing the little stuff.
Exactly.
That's the key to it all, right?
Yeah.
And the consistency within that. I feel like that's one of the biggest things, man. I've seen so many people who are doing great things for a day, for a week, for a month. But if you can't do it year over year, man, you're never going to catch the guys that are. That's all there is to it.
That's what it comes down to, especially like, you know, if you're already starting behind, how do you expect to catch up?
Right. You got to work more. That's all there is to it.
Like I have friends from LA who have like fought in Thailand and dude, they're amazing fighters. And they told me, dude, there's 12-year-olds that'll whoop my ass.
For sure.
And it's just like, that's humbling.
Like just knowing that's out there. Yeah. That exists.
Like they will make you wish you never started fighting. I mean, I've seen the pictures of my buddy's legs, like just welts. And I'm just like, you're telling me how old did that to you?
Yeah.
Because I mean,
Well, that's walking to them. Man. That's their life.
exactly.
Yeah.
That is literally their life.
Yeah. It's
Yep.
crazy, dude. Well, I'm super impressed with your journey, man. I can't wait to see it unfold. I'm, like I
Hey,
said, this is
here.
big, dude.
We're here.
This is big, and I appreciate you sharing your story. It's crazy. It's really crazy, man. Truly.
I sometimes can't believe that I've lived it.
Yeah.
To say the least, because I mean, it's a wild one. It's a
Mhm.
wild one, but I'm grateful that I'm here chasing after my dreams. So I appreciate you guys, man. Like I had sent you in that text, like you gave me the opportunity to really follow after something that I really wanted to my entire life, and here we are. Like I'm going,
Means a lot, man.
and
Yeah.
like y'all gonna be right there with me. Like
Oh, yeah.
I'm going.
Yeah. Win, lose, or draw, brother. There's
Mm,
another one after
there's
this one.
another
I
one.
guarantee you that.
Okay. What was it? I can't remember who it was. Shale Sonnen. He said to Anderson Silva during one of the press conference, he said, win, lose, or draw, you're going to know you've been in a fucking fight.
Yeah. Love that.
That's what it is. That's what it is.
We ended on that, Danny Palm. There's no better ending than the Chael Sonnen quote. Let's go. April 26th, TJ puts on a show. Bell Vernon, CFS
Yes,
Bank
sir.
Event Center. Tickets at 247fighting.com. Let's get it.